The movie begins 5 years earlier in Cairo. The bad guys are in the middle of a heist in the home of an Egyptian billionaire. Mr. Shark uses a disguise to clear security, while Mr. Snake and Mr. Piranha are making a passageway for Mr. Wolf to enter. Mr. Ranchella is new to the team as their hacker. After the whole team finally gains entrance inside the mansion, Wolf tells us that their main purpose of this heist is to steal the billionaire's car. When the bad guys drove out with the car, the cops gives them a high-speed chase. But Wolf's driving skills was really amazing as he keeps steering cops in wrong directions. Things seem to be done for them when the police barricades their exit through a bridge, but Tarantula finds a way for them to use a ramp and evade capture. Back to the present day, Mr. Wolf drives a really damaged car heading for a job interview, where people makes fun of him on the road about his car. Wolf gives us a little recap of what happened. Him and his gang members went from the bad guys to good guys. They became a hero for the city by defeating an evil villain called Marmalade. Wolf goes to apply for a job at a bank, but it becomes awkward when he is told that he robbed this bank 3 times when he was a bad guy. When the bad guys became good guys, things hasn't been easy for them. The other members of the bad guys go for a job interview, but every potential employer knows of their criminal history and refuses to hire them. Making things more complicated is the appearance of the mysterious Phantom Bandit, who has been stealing various artifacts and using certain techniques formerly employed by the bad guys, like a confetti bomb used after one heist. Wolf goes to train with Diane, and although their relationship continues to be heavily flirtatious, they try to keep things professional and stick to only being friends. After Wolf pours out his frustrations of trying to be good, Diane tells him that he can't lose hope. People want to trust him, but he has to give them a reason too. Wolf immediately goes to the police station to converse with Misty Luggins, who has been promoted from chief to commissioner. She is really angry to see Wolf in her office, but he is only here because he wants to offer some insight into the Phantom Bandit crime, since Luggins is already suspecting the bad guys behind those heists. Wolf brings in Shark, Piranha and Tarantula to give their opinions about the Phantom Bandit heists. After a while, Wolf realizes that it's not about the artifacts the Phantom Bandits are stealing, but it's about what they all have in common. They are all made from a rare metal called megaphonite. Now they know what the bandits is after, they know where the bandits are going to strike next. The next most famous megaphonite object is a championship wrestling belt, the belt of Guadalajara Mango, and it's obvious that the belt is the Phantom Bandit's next target. On the road, Wolf suddenly started to suspect Snake as the Phantom Bandit since he doesn't hang out with them like before, and his recent schedule has been lining up with all the recent bandit heists. They decided to go stop Snake from his next heist before the police catches him. The 4 see Snake heading into the arena and chase after him, accusing him of hiding something. He reveals that he was indeed hiding something, but it's the fact that he is in a new relationship with a raven named Susan. Snake's friends laugh so hard about his new relationship until they see a pig luchador whom they believe is the real bandit about to wrestle for the belt in the arena. The bad guys end up as participants in the wrestling match, with Shark and Piranha donning matching outfits. The Phantom Bandit, who is revealed to be a pig, proves to be a formidable fighter, but when Wolf attempts to expose her as the bandit, she wraps the belt around Piranha, leading to Commissioner Luggins and the whole crowd to think the bad guys are trying to steal the belt. The gang gets chased out of the arena by the whole audience, and when they got to a dead end with the police in front of them, Susan shows up with a hot dog truck and picks them up. They speed away from the mob, but now Luggins issues an arrest warrant for the bad guys. On the road, Snake tells the crew on how he met Susan for the first time. Wolf calls Diane to tell her they are being framed, but even though she's the governor, there is nothing she can do unless he gives her a clue to work on. Wolf tells her it's something that has to do with megaphonite. Diane warns Wolf not to trust anyone while she works on the clue. After the call, Diane puts on her suit and it is revealed she's going to see Marmalade. Wolf goes to inform his gang that Diane is going to help clear their names, but he sees them unconscious. Susan shoots Wolf too, and he falls asleep. Wolf and his crew wakes up to see themselves tied up in a hideout. They are confronted by a thief named Kitty Cat, as she is the leader of a Phantom Bandits that consists of her, Susan, and the pig, who is a crime nerd named Pigtail. They are fans of the bad guys' work and want their help in one of their planned heists. Wolf tells them that they are good guys now and that they can't assist them until Kitty reveals she has footage exposing Diane's past as the thief, the Crimson Paw, which can risk her current position as governor. Kitty Cat threatens to upload the video if the bad guys refuse to help them. The gang reluctantly agrees for the sake of Diane. Also, Snake is even more attracted to Susan after knowing she double-crossed him. Meanwhile, Diane goes to the prison where Marmalade is kept after being accused of being the Crimson Paw, and he has also gotten muscles all around his body. He offers her information in exchange for playing a game of Connect 4. In the first phase of the heist, Kitty tells the bad guys to steal a remote control watch from a billionaire called Jeremiah Moon. Kitty, Susan, and Pigtail goal is to use the watch to take control of a Moon X rocket that Moon's company is about to launch. The team sneak inside Moon's wedding, with Wolf playing the role of a fancy billionaire to get Moon's attention so he can steal the Moon's watch. The plan almost works until the Egyptian billionaire from earlier attends the party, and Wolf is scared that he will be recognized. Kitty is really angry when Wolf fails to acquire the watch, but he knows how to improvise. During the wedding, Shark enters as the officiant, but the billionaire is starting to recognize Wolf disguised as the bride. Just as the billionaire objects and goes to prove it's Wolf, the bad guys have already switched him out with the real bride, who was mistakenly tranquilized. After getting possession of the watch, Wolf narrates to Kitty that the distraction was intentional, with Piranha and Tarantula tricking the billionaire into reacting so nobody would notice Wolf grabbing the watch. Back in the prison, Marmalade explains to Diane that the megaphonite is like a magnet, and anybody wanting to use it might and steal valuable resources, like gold. Diane discovers that the bandit is going to use megaphonite to magnet gold. As she leaves, Marmalade adds that someone else came asking him about megaphonite. Diane checks the security footage and sees that Kitty was Marmalade's last visitor. Wolf and his crew prepare to pack up and head home after Wolf gets the USB drive containing the Diane video from Kitty. Before he goes away, Kitty questions him if he really felt that he and his friends made the right move in trying to be good, as she believes that Wolf misses the criminal life. He goes to reunite his friends in the van, where they have a recorded confession from Kitty over her framing the bad guys ready to go. But Wolf thinks about what she said about them being good. Before they can drive away, they discover that Kitty, Susan, and Pigtail have already destroyed their van engine and are not about to let them leave so easily. Kitty captures the bad guys with gold handcuffs and demonstrated the megaphonite's abilities. Megaphonites is a magnet that attracts gold. Their goal is to use the Moon X rocket to take the entire world's gold supply with the megaphonite. Kitty then decided to upload Diane heist video, which can only be stopped as long as the remote that she gives Wolf keeps them stuck to the megaphonite. If he frees them, the video will continue uploading. Susan also contacts Commissioner Luggins to inform them about Wolf and his crew whereabouts. Just when the criminal gang leaves, Wolf and his crew try different ways to free themselves and stop the upload. But Tarantula is not able to hack into the computer, and Wolf fails to destroy the laptop in time. The video goes viral fast, and Diane past criminal activities as he exposed to the world. Diane confronts Kitty, Doom, and Tigtail as they have already made it to the station and are preparing to board the rocket with the megaphonite. Diane swiftly uses her fighting skills to take down Susan and Pigtail. But when Diane checks her phone to discover everyone is aware of who she really is now, with people sending messages of disappointment, while Marmalade has been exonerated and is released from prison. Kitty uses the chance to knock Diane out and boards the rocket with Susan and Pigtail. Although tranquilized, Diane manages to enter the rocket before it's being launched. Wolf and his crew are arrested. They tried to explain to Commissioner Luggins that they are being framed, but she doesn't believe them. On the way to the station, Luggins changes her mind since she has grown attached to the bad guys. They convince her to take them towards the rocket, as it is set to launch very soon. Commander Luggins uses a chopper to take the bad guys high enough for them to jump inside the rocket. They make their way inside as Kitty places the megaphonite balls to the tip of the rocket and begins to attract all the gold in the world, goes after the watch, while Snake and Piranha attempt to control the rocket's shuttle, and Shark and Tarantula try to hack the system. Things goes really bad when Piranha gets scared and fills his and Snake's spacesuit with fart gas. Kitty, Susan, and Pigtail see this, with Susan and Pigtail expressing concern for the bad guys, but Kitty has a violent reaction to them wanting to help, as she doesn't want anything spoiling their plan. This causes Susan and Pigtail to turn on Kitty. Wolf manages to enter Kitty's pod and confronts her. They both get into a fight, and in the process, he takes the watch from her. Activating the remote, and with assistance from his friends, they crash the rocket's shuttle into the magnet, damaging the megaphonite and sending all the gold back down. Diane arrives and helps Wolf knock Kitty out into an electrical panel before she and Wolf share their first kiss. Wolf and Diane join Snake, Shark, Tarantula, Piranha, Doom, and Pigtail as their station is plummeting back down to Earth, A funeral is held thinking the bad guys are dead, and everyone who never trusted the bad guys now crying since they saved the world again. It turns out that Lugans was helping the gang fake their deaths, while Kitty, Susan and Pigtail were all arrested. Susan and Pigtail are given community service for turning on Kitty, who gets sent to prison. Commissioner Luggins introduces the gang to two men from an international agency, and they want the bad guys' help in future missions. Wolf, Diane and their friends suit up, as the bad guys are now secret agents. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye.